Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Orioles were out west in Anaheim facing the Angels. Weren't able to sweep the series, but they were able to win the series 2-1. Saw another prospect come up. Well, yeah, I guess technically Kjerstad's still a prospect. Not as great of a performance this time around than maybe the first time we saw Kjerstad at the end of last year. But his time's coming. We'll see how long this one lasts. His first game, this is Monday's game. Baltimore Orioles 4, Los Angeles Angels 2 from the Big A in Anaheim. Or maybe they just call it Angel Stadium. There's a big giant A out there. That's why they call it the Big A. Henderson, 2 hits, scored once. Rutschman, 2 hits, drove 2 in. Westberg, hitting third in the lineup this night. Over. Probably won't be this far up in the lineup again. Santander, over. Arias, over. Mullins, over. Wow. 3, 4, 5, and 6 hole hitters, over. Not great. The Westberg, Santander, and Mullins were able to work walks in there. McCann started behind the plate. DH Rutschman. 1 hit, scored once, drove 1 in. Cowser, same thing. 1 hit, scored once, drove 1 in. Jorge Mateo, over, though he was able to get on base with a walk, did score once. Let's see, Rutschman, a double, Henderson, a triple. McCann and Cowser, solo home runs. Mateo was able to take that 1 time on base and steal 2 bases. Mullins and Westberg also stole bases. Albert Suarez got the start in this one. Good performance from Mr. Suarez. Got a little shaky there late, but he got up to, almost 90 pitches, so you kind of expect that a little bit. For a guy that hasn't been in the league too much, if at all, in the past, how many years? 5 2/3 of an innings pitched. Gives up 4 hits, no runs, does walk 2, strikes out 5. Looking like he's going to stick around for a bit. How long? We'll see. Some things are happening in the minor league with some rehab starts that maybe might start seeing some of those guys in their major leagues pretty soon with the Orioles. Get kind of excited about that. Bauman. Again, the middle relief woes of the Orioles continue. Starters are doing a pretty good job. Back end of the bullpen with Coulomb, Cano, and Kimbrel are great. Middle relief just seems to give it up. Very few wins without seeing a Cano or Kimbrel in the game. It's not a great way to go about it. You do want to have some larger leads turn into wins, so you don't have to have Kimbrel or Cano pitching every time you get a win. You don't really want that. Bauman finishes off the 6th inning. 6th inning did get off to kind of a shaky start. There was a walk by Suarez. Luckily, a little bit of luck here involved. Comebacker, and it was Trout. Did he walk or single? Then the next man, it's comebacker right to Suarez. A little bit of luck, a little bit of, skill setting yourself up to be in a good fielding position. And, oh my God, here's a baseball. I just finished throwing the ball. Here it is in my glove again. Okay, I'll throw it first and get the guy out. So, he's able to double off Trout. A little bit of luck there. But again, a little bit of skill too. But, yeah, it was a walk. He did walk Trout, and then who was it that came up after Sano? Sano gets a hit right after that. So it was like, yeah, man, he's he was running out of steam there, so you had to take him out. Well, Baumann, he does get the last out of the 6th inning, but not before surrendering 2 hits, 2 runs, and a walk. Does strike the guy out in the end, but again, gave up the larger lead. Orioles did have the lead after that. Still, right? Yeah. But Cano actually pitches 1 2/3 of an inning here. He does throw, 21 pitches, which isn't bad for almost 2 innings pitched. Only gives up a hit, but no runs, no walks. Also doesn't strike anybody out. A lot of ground balls there. Three ground balls, 1 fly ball. Webb, because Cano was, getting up over 20 pitches, you didn't really want to have him face another batter, so Webb comes in, faces the last guy of the 8th inning, and fly out on 4 pitches, which is good because you do get the out, you get out of the inning, and you do save Webb for another game in this series. Kimbrel on for his 6th save, and yes, he does get the 6th save, even though he gives up a hit and a walk. Does strike 2 out. He hit a batter too. So, a little shaky from Kimbrel, but again, he's kind of pitched a lot. Kind of want to tone that down a little bit. Let's have the middle relief not give up so many runs. But as I said, maybe some help coming from some of these rehab stints. Let's go to game 2, Tuesday night's game. Baltimore Orioles 4, Los Angeles Angels 7. This game was really dominated by the Angels early in the first 4 innings. That's where they got all their runs. 5, 6, 7, 8. No runs given up by Oriole pitching. Orioles did try to get back into it. 3 runs in the 5th, 1 run in the 7th. Just not enough. Henderson, 1 hit, scored once, drove 2 in. Rutschman, 3 hits, scored once. O'Hearn hit 2 RBIs, also walked twice. Mountcastle pinch hit late. There was a lefty on the mound for the Angels, Matt Moore, out of the Tampa Bay organization, the lefty. He had a comebacker himself, and very surprised. He doesn't fall off the mound very well to get him in a good position, and he really just put his hands up to defend himself, and it did catch his pitching hand. Now, more of the, these 2 fingers in the palm is where it caught Matt Moore. And this was before the pinch hit by Mountcastle. And you certainly understand, well, you got a lefty pitcher, you want a righty batter in there. Of course, the Angels just put in a righty pitcher. Of course, I know we don't really like, so some of us anyway, don't like second-guessing managers all the time, especially ones that have been doing as well as Brandon Hyde, but you would have to know that if you pinch hit Ryan Mountcastle there, Angels are going to bring in a righty pitcher, so you're going to lose the matchup. You just had this pitcher, and I know O'Hearn hits left-handed, and you got this lefty pitcher on the mound, but he literally just took a baseball off his hand, and you're getting to him. Why are you going to make a move that the Angels are going to be like, oh, we'll just change pitchers now? Why would you do that? I would let O'Hearn hit. Yes, lefty. And, okay, you don't want to hit in that kind of matchup. But again, he just got hit in his throwing hand. It's going to sting regardless if you stay in the game or not. It's going to sting. And it's going to be harder to pitch. So if the Angels were going to leave him in there, let him in there. Keep hitting the baseball off him, literally and figuratively. Of course, Mountcastle does come in and he does get hit. But that was it. Nothing else after that. Santander, over. Mullins, over. Kowser, over, though Kowser did walk once. Westberg, 1-for-4, scored once. Kjerstad. That's right, Heston Kjerstad out here in right field. Austin Hayes placed on the injury list with a strained calf. I think Ben Whalers did actually come up because, he's on a taxi squad again. Got the benefit of timing. But the official move and who is replacing Austin Hayes on the roster, at least right now, Heston Kjerstad. Lefty bat, big lefty bat. Though you wouldn't know from this game because he went 0-for-4. Now, they're trying Kjerstad out in the outfield. He's got a very nice arm from the outfield. I don't know about fielding the baseball. Bobbled the baseball a couple times. To me, he's a liability in the outfield. I would stop doing it. I mean, you can't field a ground ball in the major leagues? Come on now, man. Come on. I understand playing Major League Baseball isn't easy, but you can't get a ground ball in your glove and then pick it up and throw. You have to bobble it a bunch of times. That's not good. That's how you allow runners to move up. It's not a good thing. It's not. Jackson Holliday still hitting ninth, but hey, he got another hit. Yay, Jackson Holliday, and scored a run. How about that? Ryno Hearn double, Gunnar Henderson, another home run. Henderson's 7th. Jackson Holliday made a nice play in the field. With a runner on first, Holliday trying to cheat to his left a little bit, moving left. Oh, the ball's hit right to his right, so he has to come back. Catches it in the air, though, but has enough arm accuracy and strength to double the runner off at first. So very nice play. That's why you see DP here, Holliday to O'Hearn. Now, yes, he made the throw, but it still looks like a guy that is still trying to get used to the throw at second base. I mean, he's throwing the ball 60 feet to first base instead of, 100 plus feet from, let's say, a shortstop or third base. You understand it. You would hope he would kind of get over it a little quicker, but the ball's getting there anyway. Grayson Rodriguez is starting this one. How dare you, Los Angeles Angels, rough up Grayson Rodriguez like this? Wow. Haven't seen these kind of lines from Grayson Rodriguez in a while. Probably over a year now. Something about the Angels, I guess. I don't know. 4 1/3 innings pitch, gives up 11 hits, 7 runs, all earned, walks 1, does strike out 7. So you like this number here. You don't like this. Whew. But, and of course the middle relief does okay in this game. God forbid you do it when when we're winning. You pitch okay when we're losing. You do give the offense a chance to come back. Maybe one of these days you'll do this when we're up big, so we don't have to pitch Kimbrel and Cano. Dylan Tate closes out the 5th inning and also pitches the 6th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, strikes out 1. Great outing by Dylan Tate. Aiken gets 2 outs in the 7th inning. No hits, no runs, does walk 1, strikes 2 out. Mr. Ramirez finishes off the game here. Again, Orioles on the road, losing, only have to pitch 8 innings. Nice bounce back outing from Mr. Ramirez here, Mr. Johan Ramirez. 1 1/3 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, strikes out 2. Again, can you guys do this when we're winning? I mean, these guys, Tate, Aiken, Ramirez, you guys are the middle relief dudes. Can you do this? Can you put these kind of numbers up when the Orioles are up by 7? Can you do that once for me? Please. Well, I think they would have their chance in the 3rd game. This is the day game. Baltimore Orioles 6 and Los Angeles Angels 5. Wednesday's game. You can see relatively low scoring game until you got into the 6th inning. Orioles put up a 4 spot. Angels kind of matched it with a 3 spot. And then one in the 8th, one in the 9th. Henderson 3 hits, scored 3 times, drove 3 in. Rutschman 2 hits, drove 1 in. Mountcastle over, did walk once though. Santander 1 hit, walked twice. Westberg 1 hit. Mullins over, though he did walk once. McCann 1 hit, scored once. Cowser 0 for 2, though he walked 3 times. So we'll take that because that's pretty good on base percentage. Also scored once. Mateo got a hit, drove a runner in, and scored himself. It's good that Mateo is, taking advantage of the limited opportunity that he's getting. McCann, Mateo, Henderson doubles. Henderson another home run, his 8th this time. Henderson also stole a base. Just when I was talking good about you, Mateo, throwing error in the 9th inning. Dean Kramer gets a start in this one. Had a very good start. Really limited the Angels and was getting lots of outs. Problem is, it was taking him a lot of pitches. So he only ends up going 5 1/3 inning. You would have loved to see more innings out of him, especially as well as he was pitching. But again, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, does allow 2 runs, only walks 1, strikes out 10. Part of the reason why the pitch count got up there. Jacob Webb pitches a full inning in relief of Kramer. Again, Orioles are winning, and again, middle relief gives up some runs. Jacob Webb, 1 inning, full inning pitched, gives up 1 hit, 1 run, doesn't walk anybody, strikes out 2. Cano now. It's like it's contagious, I guess. Also pitches a full inning, though it's not like the 7th inning because Kramer was only able to get 1 out in the 6th. Cano also gives up 1 hit and 1 run and strikes out 2. I don't know what it is about with the game not being a save situation. It's like they can't just give up no runs. Coulomb finishes off the 8th inning with 2 outs, or getting the final 2 outs of the 8th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, strikes out 1. Kimbrel on in the 9th for a 7th save. Pitches the full inning, does give up a hit. You can see he gives up a run, but not an earned run because of the throwing error by Mateo. Just a ground ball in the infield, and base runner allowed to move on to 3rd on a throwing error. That's why, unearned. Kimbrel also does walk a batter, but strikes out a batter. Actually, this game ended on a caught stealing by a Mr. Adele. Mr. Adele, who is a very fast right fielder. At least he played right fielder for the Angels, but base running leaves something to be desired. Which game was it? This was game 2, right? You can see caught stealing Adele, picked off Adele. Got to work on that base running. Though you don't know, I don't know. It's tough because you're in the 9th inning. You're down by 1. Here's where you're batting in the lineup. You got Adele here. He's batting 7th. Rengifo was at the plate. Neto would be on deck. You got Mike Trout looming. He's in the hole. Do you want to run and risk getting thrown out? I mean, there's 2 outs in the inning. So you don't really have to worry about a double play. I just don't know. With Mike Trout's at spot in the order coming up, I don't know that I want to run myself into an out. You like to be aggressive sometimes. Make the defense play you. as well as, the batters. But you almost had an opportunity to get Trout in at bat here in the ninth inning when you're only down by one. So I don't know if you would have run yourself into an out there. Though, again, Mr. Adele is very fast, so. But again, base running woes. But Orioles were able to throw him out. Who was it? Rutschman catching? Rutschman was DH, and so it was McCann that threw him out. I like to see that the old guy can still do some things. So the young guy, Adley Rutschman, doesn't have to catch all the time. All right, so that was it. Orioles win the series 2-3. Let's get on to some of these articles. It's an article written by Rock Kubatko. Yeah, I mentioned it. Kjerstad recalled he's taking Hayes' spot on the roster because of the calf injury. Let's go to this next. This article by Steve Molesky. And yes, there is some mention mostly about Kjerstad here, but few of the lines here were on Bradish and Wells. Bradish is thrown 2 rehab starts. Everything's going well. It's progressing the way it should. Brandon Hyde mentions that he would like to see, him and, the pitching coach and Mike Elias, it's not just Brandon Hyde here, would like to see Bradish get up to about 80 pitches through 5 innings before they start to progress Bradish even further than where he is right now. Also mentions that Tyler Wells, with his elbow inflammation, will begin throwing in the next day or so. The next article, also written by Steve Molesky. One part of this mentions Cianel Perez. He's going to start his rehab. Hasn't even started it yet, which is kind of disappointing that the oblique strain was that bad that he hasn't even been able to begin his rehab. And really, this is the rehab outings to get his arm ready to go. Disappointing that, it took his oblique that long to get ready. And the main point that Steve Molesky talks about here is John Means. John Means had his last rehab outing Tuesday. Doesn't have the greatest numbers. He's given up a little more hits and runs than we would have liked. But they're not hard hits. He is striking a few people out. His fastball's only topping out at 92 miles an hour, which isn't great. But the rehab assignments usually last about 30 days, and John Means is coming up on the end of that. He's got 6 days, I think, left on it. 5-6 days left on that. But since he pitched Tuesday, potentially, he could start at Camden Yards Sunday. Something that the coaching staff and the front office is talking about. Is it going to be John Means that gets to start on Sunday, or is it going to be Suarez? Kind of a tough decision, because I think we'd all like to see John Means start Sunday at Camden Yards. But the way Suarez is pitching, it's what do you do? I don't know, man. Very tough decision. I'm trying to say, managing Major League Baseball teams is not easy. All right, let's get to the schedule here. Got the Oakland Athletics coming into town for a 3-game series, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday's game scheduled 7:05. Saturday's game scheduled 4:05. Sunday's game scheduled 1:35. And no off day on Monday because the Yankees are coming in for a 4-game set. So Next edition of Ryno's Orioles Report will be Monday, and I'll talk about that athletic series. Again, hopefully I get the stupid video out. I definitely had the video ready to go. Some reason that publish button didn't get pressed. I don't know. Kind of screwed that one up. I'm sorry. That's going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.